Past week, someone even offered to pay me for this advice because it pretty much fixed his low back immediately. And I'm not surprised because I had the same reaction when I learned that it was really that easy. Now, if you're someone dealing with a lot of low back pain, it doesn't get much easier than just learning how to gut smash. All you gotta do, take a very firm ball. It could be a
I've actually never heard of gut smashing before, but I can understand where they're going with this.
basketball, soccer ball, whatever. And I know this seems ridiculously easy, which is why the guy was so shocked. But basically, your hip flexors and your psoas are massive contributors to back pain. And if you're
Very true. So the hip flexor and the lower back are going to go into spasm if you have an acute episode of lower back pain. The body's trying to protect itself. So I assume what he's trying to do here is trying to get some of that spasm to relax, thus lessening lower back pain.
sitting down a lot of the time, or maybe you're lifting a lot of heavy weights and you're a stiff person, releasing your hip flexors makes a wild difference.
That's so true. A lot of people have tight hip flexors. We sit in this position I'm in all day long, and the hip flexors are in a tight position, which causes anterior pelvic tilt, thus putting more pressure on the back side of the lumbar spine. So doing a lot of work to stretch your hips out can help this quite a bit.
And all you gotta do is lie down on top of that ball and grind out your guts. Basically, that ball is applying pressure to the front of my abdomen. And I know it seems crazy, like it doesn't even make sense at how effective this really is, but it really doesn't get much simpler than that.
I've never seen anybody do this across the entire abdomen. Now there is a device called a psoas, and it will hit both sides of the psoas, hip flexor muscle. Hurts, but it tends to help. It's interesting. I've never seen anybody do it across the entire abdomen.
It's a highly effective technique. It releases a ton of tissue. And to give you even more proof, there's even a device that sells thousands of copies about it around the world.
Aha, this is the psoas.
Called a psoas, designed to do that exact same thing, release your psoas. So gut smashing, highly effective. It fixes low backs.
Okay, so this is probably a great thing to do if you're at home and you're in desperate need of helping yourself out, whether you're waiting to see a chiropractor, physical therapist, whomever. This is something to try. I think it would help.